Hello guys, and welcome back to the last video that I will be making on Beltmatic, because I saw that all the achievements on Steam are done, so I don't expect the game to offer anything beyond the current levels I am at. So I'm currently making this number, or I should be making this number, but I probably stopped. I've reached beyond level 50, and I'm not gonna push it to 100. So this video is about the final setup I made, basically. So as you saw in the last video, there is the Octopus with 10 generalist machines that can be driven by setting the number here. So how does it work? We're looking for 94261, right? So we have 94, 2, 6, and 1. I probably just changed the number right now, so it's going to take some time to propagate all the way to making that number and pushing it. So if you remember well, we have for each, this is digit, the unit, the dozen, the tens. This is the 100, the 1000, basically the digit of it, right? And then for each of them, we have 10 arrivals so that they can fit 10 machines. And here you can see the 10 machines, 5 here, 5 here. And they're all taking the lane that they're interested in. The last digits are currently unused because the current number only has 5 digits on it, but I was expecting it to grow beyond 5 digit very, very soon. But it still not yet, so I guess it will keep increasing all the way. So this machine can be the endgame for sure, because we can make the maximum number doable in this game, as long as I know. So because I tried everything before, this was my first try at the generalist machine, and at that time I tried to go all the way to 10 to the power of 11. So this is 11 coming in, and I had what did I receive? Yeah, you see it here. It's very, very small. But when we go to 10 to the power of 11, this is probably a power of 2, like the maximum integer value or something like this that we use when we program. But basically 10 to the power of 10 power of 10 is the same result as 10 power 11. And it only starts to, as you can see, we should be able to do all the numbers. Or like basically this one is not 10 of the power of 10, it's 10 of the power of 9 and just a little bit more. So this number we can already make it stopping at this step. So 9 digit is enough. I mean 10 to the power of 9 is enough. And this is yeah, gonna use each one is 1 digit, so basically yeah, we can go up to 10 digits total. And that is why we have 10 10 arrivals here. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, each one of them I cable them deep down as vertical as possible. I only use horizontal when I have to pick it up somewhere else. When it's a bit tight, there's some places where I had everything and some other places I didn't have everything straight. So I plan enough space down there to get everything I needed. And this machine can be increased in size if we had more digits to support, which is not the case right now. It took me a lot of time, I think few hours to finish this if I consider everything, cabling everything. So I'm just gonna pass over it fast. As you can see, each time I want the 10 machines to change in parallel all the digits, I just need to change a pipe here. Okay, so I would just typically just remove a piece. You see, I would just remove a piece here and then link this one instead, and up we change the digit for all the machines there. All right, so I'm gonna cancel these last 2 moves to continue producing the number. It's probably arriving now. Yeah, you see. So once it's started and at full power, we see the shower of the numbers here coming down. It's pretty fast. Just a few minutes and you're done with each level, but I don't have the patience to do it. So I will just pass over the Octopus one full time. So we have the 10 digits arriving here. Okay, this is machine number 1, and it's picking up its digit from the rightmost lane. So the second machine, which is this one, is picking it up from the second one. Okay, and etc. And then the opposite direction actually starts from the left. You see. So in the end, we have 5 on the right, 5 on the left, and so we can see the number coming in here. So this machine, you saw it in the previous videos already, but this is like a machine able to produce any number basically that exists in this game. It's based on finding each one of them have a source of 2, a source of 5. These sources are being used for making tens. So we need a 9 source of 9 source of tens, if I'm not mistaken, or 8. And 9 source of 10, I think, plus 1 that we use for the exponent. So for example, 10 power of 2 is going to use a 2 to make 2 times 5 to the power of 2. So after that, all the other numbers, all the other exponents. So this one is not very obvious, but this one is more obvious. This is exponent 2, exponent 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all of them, we pick them wherever we need. We have plenty of space, and they're a bit everywhere. There is no tens on this map, as far as I know. It's not part of the game, and we understand why. If we had 10, we could remove this part, and we would not be hunting for 2 and 5 a bit everywhere. But at the same time, we would still need 2 and 5 for the exponents. So I'd say it's not a very big deal, since we we need them anyway. Another thing to consider is the numbers of exponentiator and the number of multipliers I put here. So it's probably more than we need, but from the beginning I wanted more than we need. So in this current case, we can really just focus on these 3. And these 3 numbers, which is the belt speed, and the belt speed actually changes everything. And of course, the other ones is just adder, multiplier, subtractor, exponentiator. We use everything besides subtractor, but the subtractor is and divider. We also don't use any of them. Actually, I never use the divider. In a way, it's a bit strange. It means you usually have problem making the number higher, and dividing is like against. It could be used, for example, if you don't have any 2 next to where you are, and you're using a 4 there, and you would have divided by 2 first, but you would still need a source. It takes 2 digits in, and it's not very fast, so I don't see why we would be using dividers. Anyway, I built enough. So originally I had 12, and I found out that you can probably run okay with 10, easy. I rarely see the exponentiator go beyond the 9s, so 10 should be plenty enough already. But it leaves you some space so that you don't need to increase this anymore, because as you reach the end of the game, each time you improve this one, you only get 1-2%, but the belt speed is more important, and you have plenty of because we built extra, we don't rely too much on sticking to the making this. It's not really important. This one we can make a lot. It's just multiply more of them. It's not a problem. But the belt speed changes at what speed we actually producing this number, right? So that's one machine. So we have 2 and 5 going in, being multiplied together to make tens. So all of this is 10 factories. I mean, a factory is making tens basically, and these ones are exponentiator. Out of them we get the 10, 100, 1000, etc. Okay, and the 10 doesn't need an exponent 1, of course, so we don't. I still put a lane here. This represents a 1, so we never make a mistake about which position they should go in. If you see that some digits are missing here, is because they're connected from the bottom. So this one is connected here, and this one is connected here. 4 and 6 are connected here because they come from the bottom, so you can just link them there. Once we get this, we get powers of 10, and then the only thing we need to feed to these machines is the digits themselves that we're gonna multiply. So this is 1 times 10. This is 6 times 100. This is 2 times 1,000. This is 4 times 10,000, and this is 9 times 100,000, right? So that's What did I make? No, this is the unit, sorry. So this is the unit coming in, and this is 6 times 10, this is 2 times 100, this is 4 times 1000, this is 9 times 90,000. Sorry. So the unit itself has a special dedicated adder to it, but besides that, we need to multiply the power of 10 with the digit itself. So this is where the multipliers are here. As you can see, we never go beyond the belt is saturated because we have enough adders, multipliers. If you make a machine, I would recommend you put enough of these units. Yes, at the end, so where I had it flow from the left to the right using priority lanes, so it overflows. It can overflow. In the end, for example, let's say you want to this machine to produce 90,000. You can just have the 90,000 pass through, and this is a main lane. First, it will try to go. How can I say? It will try to fill the adder, but because there is no other side on the adder, there is no 1000 to add here. It's gonna overflow. After this, it's gonna overflow on the main lane and try with 100, and then try with the tens, and then try with the unit, and eventually overflow into the main stream back. So if you see, we can just cut here. You will see what happens. This is the same as making 90. So I talked about it in the previous videos. We could do subtractors for that. You will see that it will start to fill, and then eventually it will overflow because there's nothing to add them with. You see, starting to stack, and then it's gonna overflow soon, all the way to going out. Yes, we're starting to overflow. It's gonna fill this one, then fill this one, then fill that one. And I would recommend making this system from the left to the right, because my first creation was from the right to the left. And I had problems with adders where I had to break some lanes and shortcut some secrets to bypass some of the system, because we had a problem handling the cases where we have zeros at the end. Like we have no unit was a problem for me. 101 was no problem, 102 was no problem, but like 100 was a problem because we had some adders and no material coming out from it. And if we overflow from the right to the left, we have some adding issues on the left side. But when we add from the left to the right, there's basically never any zero on the left because the number itself starts with a digit, basically. 9,000 is of course 009,000, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. But 9,000, if you do the opposite in the other direction, is not 9000. It's not the same number, basically. So that is why I would recommend adding from the left to the right with the overflow process. And when I relink these parts here, what's gonna happen is they're gonna add some candidates for addings, and then they will be added to the ones coming in, and it's slowly going to stop overflowing over it because it can be used by adders in the way. That is it. That's it. We don't need any. We need a priority system here. So as you can see, if we see the priority here, what it does. So basically, we can have something coming before, and it always takes priority in the main lane, okay? But so the first number goes out, and then if possible, basically, it will. Let me see. We also give priority to numbers coming from additions, because if they can be added, then yeah, the multiply is overflowing. Yeah, it goes over because it's it's not here that this happens. It's here that we need to see. So first it will take this is the first number. So first it will try to be we will try to add it to the we will inject it in the other. So the priority is not going to be staying on the main lane. It's to attempt to fill the part that is B, I think. It's part A, sorry. And then once we have if we cannot add it, it will eventually overflow, and then this priority fails, and then we will go to the mainstream. Of course, it takes priority over this number that could be going here, because first, when it goes out of the multiplication, we try to fill the adder on the other side, on this side. So anything coming from the before is trying to go to the A part of the adders, and any power of 10 that we build is trying to go to the B in priority if possible. So we always prioritize trying to add numbers if we can, okay? And if it doesn't work, they will, either of them or both of them will overflow. And in case of overflow, you can see that the ones coming from behind will take precedence. Okay, so if this one is not gonna be acting by itself, it's not gonna reach the main lane if it's not gonna overflow and get blocked by the mainstream if it was not able to add. So yeah, and this is how we have this cascading all the way down. So that's the thing to remember, is trying to push the outside of a multiplication inside one of the adder, and on the other side trying to push whatever comes from the left side, okay? And when they overflow, it means that one of them is probably missing anyway, then it can reach the main lane, okay? And all of this works well also because the belts are kind of saturated. I would not recommend trying, it should work as well, but it's always good to have all the belts saturated. Okay, and yes, and at the end they get added all the way, and if they cannot be added, they overflow, and that's it. So yeah, the problem of starting from the right side is that you basically never get to a case where there's sometimes where you have zeros here and you have nothing to add on the right side of one of the adders, so it needs to overflow. And I was not able to stabilize it for some reason. Like I said, there's the fact that the one on the left is always like a left member in a way, and you always have something to add it to, or it's going to overflow. But we don't know, like when we start from the left, we don't actually care which adder we'll use. But on the other side, with the priority like this, I had some problem. Where was it? If I'm sometime, I would want to dig more into the reason. If I remember well, it was like this one was overflowing and taking precedence. As you can see, this system have 3 priority per stage, and maybe I'm mistaken, and maybe I'm missing something. I made something much better here. Here you can see we have 4 priorities here. So this system is, I was probably missing a priority when we add from the right side, but still, in this way I feel it's more, it's kind of working better and flowing more, I would say. Yeah, maybe I was missing, I don't know what was happening, but maybe when I have some time I will dig. Anyway, that's my setup. Maybe I thought better in this when I made it's the 3rd version of it, so at that time I was ready to tackle the thing correctly, and it felt more natural for me to be adding from the left to the right. Okay, and so once we're done, we have all the exhausts go out, the output going inside of the lanes, and all the way down. So why is there 5? Is because at first I wanted to make it all the way on the right side, and then I found out that there's quite a distance between the time we changed. There's some uncompressible time based purely on the speed of the belt. So the faster the belt, the less we see that effect. But when I change here, the time for it to actually start changing everywhere takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes to have the first element go in. So once the first element go in, is very, very fast. But it takes some time. So that is why I didn't want to bring them even further, especially because when we cascade it from the left and the right here, they kind of, all the things start to arrive at the same time. So it's more balanced this way. So we have 5 on the left, At some point I thought about making a machine even like 20 or something, but I will not go so far like that. Okay, that's it for this, and it goes all the way to the hub. Before that, for all the small things to increase here, I created some machines that are generalists, but you need to connect the things down there by yourself. I had a version of 4, there were version 3, there was version even smaller. Where did I bring them? Put them. I had 2 at the very beginning of the game. Immediately I thought that when we get the exponentiator, it opens the final door. You get access to making powers of 10. Because the system works in the base 10, it's only natural that we want to build any number from using the base 10. If it was a base 2, it would be different. But right now it's base 10, so it makes it normal and very generic to build a machine like this. You can recognize the exact same system. So multipliers to make powers of 10. So we have a 10, this is 100 and 1000, and we can make a 9. With this one we can make up to 999. Maybe this one had a flow. I don't remember if we needed so many multiplier like this. Let me see. 5, 6. Maybe we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. But why is that? There's the unit. Yeah, 10 and 100. Yes. 10 and 100. And you have the unit. This is the unit. This is the 10 and the 100. And you see the. So I was probably having an issue here for that I would have to fix. So before that, the version where I prepared some way of bypassing, does it still exist? Yeah, I would like bind them like this. And I was probably missing a priority somewhere. Like in the way that they reach back inside. But anyway, remember that when you start to develop your machine, you have different versions, and your next version you will have more time to think about it, so it will probably be better. So maybe it also works from the right to the left if you use the same priority system as the one I did up there. Yes, what else I wanted to say? This was at the very beginning of the game before we get the exponentiator. We had to make the numbers by making calculation ourselves. And I built another machine because the most important thing in the end game, if you want to reach a level 100 or even more, in my opinion, is to focus on these 3 numbers. So I built a generalist machine that have a nearly full power here, and that's able to build the 3 numbers required for this one, for increasing the bell speed. So I have these 3 machines here. And this is the left number, this is the middle number, this is the right number. I think the 3 of them make the same number right now because I was late on making the right one, this one I think. And so yeah, you can see that it's a lot slower than the one that we were making, this number. 82 per second. It's per minute. Which one was it? Where is it? It's 5,000 a minute. Okay, so right now it's just 5 minutes to finish a level with the power of 10 that with the big machine, the maker machine. So compared to the other ones that are being used for the belt, you see 1,000 a minute. It's 5 times slower. So 5 to 10 times slower. Yeah, this machine, I built it a bit similar to the other one, but only one octopus leg. And they're all eating from the same source. Basically, I just took 10 arrivals here, and they all being fed from the same lane. And you can see here that we are refeeding the upper lane and giving priority to the upper lane. So they always have enough digits for the next machine, which is not, yeah, it's the case right now. But why do we have nothing here? We're probably eating, I don't know if because it's being eaten here, and is it being refed enough? No, you see this one is not saturated for some reason. So it's because I know that what I did is this digit is taking from this one that is being fed, and this digit is taking from this one that is being fed. I think that if I was taking from this one and feeding this lane, and I was doing the same with the 6. This one's eating here. Or should I had the reverse as well? But it doesn't make any sense. But it solved the problem already, the change I made. They're feeding correctly the other lanes. It's normal as because we take a many 6, so it's normal, but over there we would want to take from the first as well, from the first lane, basically. That would be better. But this is I made this as one of the last setups, so I should be fixing this at some point. Anyway, in this one we have all the lanes backing up for the first lane, and our goal is to make sure that if we have 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, basically, we have they keep getting fed by the other lanes. But as you can see, we have only 10 6, so for the 3 machines running, at some point maybe if we have too many 6, more than 10, like if there is more than 3 6 in one of the codes we need to make here, if there is like more than 10 6 on all these codes, we're dead basically. I mean, we're gonna slow down one of the numbers. Yes, that's so. I have 3 generalist machine dedicated to increasing the speed of the belt, which in turns is going to accelerate this whole process. First, it's going to reduce the time, the propagation time to making a new number. And yeah, and second, we also produce more numbers faster once we reach. So eventually, when the speed of the belt, the limit, I mean, when the speed of the belt increases towards infinity, this one increases also towards, how can I say, being much and much faster. The speed of the belt is really, really important, is in how fast we get the numbers fed inside this one. But anyway, if I was you and I would aim for 150 levels or whatever, I would definitely just focus on these ones. And if you consider the speed per second here and the speed they can use here, you see that 10 is plenty enough. You see 10 of this one can handle 11 elements per second. So even you increase the speed of the belt by like 30 more levels, which just adds 0.1 in speed, you would still not saturate 10 of them, and we have 12 in our setup. So maybe we can put the belt all the way up to 70 or 80 in our current setup before we start bottlenecking by the multipliers or the exponentiators. Okay. Okay, I think that's it for this video, and I thank you for watching if you watched the other video, and see you in another game, probably puzzle one. Bye bye.